Boo. Let me just make sure everything is as it should be. I would assume it is. But that's the danger with assumptions. How's everyone doing today? I'm going to just pop you like there. And you like there. And you like here. Awesome. So I'm going to give it a hot second. And we'll see what's what momentarily. Apologies for the sometimes freezing, sometimes not. That's me just sorting out a couple of bits and pieces. That may happen frequently as we go through. Apparently we are connected to Mixer. Let's just check the other channels. It's the only thing using Restream. It has to, you know, do everything else before it does the me. Well, that's good. Just verify on the old flippy do. And that's that. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Well, we're live here in the flesh and in person. So as we all know, F1 2018 is just around the corner, and we've finished up the F1 2017 career mode. With that in mind, still need something to sort of tide myself over, so you're going to see sort of little bits and pieces here and or there, but I want to keep at least one thing motorsport related, because that's, you know, essentially what, not what the channel's been like shoehorned into, but it's more sort of what recent sort of people coming over to the channel have been expecting. So as such, we are going to, you'll see it in the title, we are going to be, this is the newest mod available for Motorsport Manager, or one of the newest, and essentially it is the F1 2018 mod. It's got like IndyCar and WEC and things like that, but we're not going to be tackling that. We're going to be tackling the 2018 F1. So let's jump into a new career mode just here. We're going to, no tutorials. As you can see here, the 2018 Fantasy mod is on. I've used this quite a bit. This is a good mod. Haven't tried this out yet, the old MotoGP one. This was fun for a couple of races, so that I might check out at some point. Let's do medium length races. I think is a good one to go with. GBP, because we are British. Oh yes, very British. And date, month, year. Lovely. You may also notice as well for this stream, I'm just going to turn the mic down just a little bit, just a wee smidgen. There we go. Hopefully that's not too bad. For this stream, you're not seeing the webcam. Reason you're not seeing the webcam, there's a lot on screen in this game. So I figured it's just easiest to not have it on, really. So let's do this. First of all, let's enter our surname. Let's just go with the whole, you know, actual name. Let's go with my actual birthday, which is the 25th of February. Let's, just to simulate some age, let's go back. Let's say that I'm 30 years older than I actually am. So I'd be 55, born in 1963. And we are from the United Kingdom. For those unfamiliar with Motorsport Manager, you can pick your backstory of your driver. But before we do that, let's do my skin tone. I'm very pasty. I'm a pasty man. Shall I go with sort of like my regular sort of hair? None of these really work for me. Let's see. Let's go for the long. I think the long. Where's the... Yep, that's me. I'll go that one, and we'll do not quite full beard. I think that's quite a strong one. That's fairly sort of accurate with that one there. Okay, so we get to pick our backstory, and that obviously gives us our stats. So we've got ex-driver. As a respected former driver, your very presence gives drivers a boost to their improvement rates. As you speak the same language, it also helps with their feedback, which helps you find the best setups. +3 driver feedback rating and driver stat improvement rate increased. That's the sort of most logical if we want to follow our story as a former driver to an actual manager. So we could go with that one. We've also got the ex-engineer, which is with your background in engineering, you can help trim down the time it takes to design new parts for a car, which takes around 8 days on average. That's minus a day on that. Not bad, but not great. Financial. Your financial nous will get you, will help you make the best deals on every purchase you make. Minus 5% on payments. Not bad. Politico. As a political insider, your arguments carry more weight within the Global Management Association, otherwise the GMA or the FIA, enabling you to bend the sport's rules in your favour and propose new vote topics for free, which normally costs £1 million. Voting power of 4, so everyone starts off, obviously everyone has votes as well. You get to vote on rule changes every year. Everyone starts off with 1 vote. We get to start off with 5 votes, and we get, at the midway point of the season, we will get an offer to propose a new rule for next year for £1 million. That is free. That's a pretty strong one. I've been playing around with that one a little bit. That's good fun. Then unknown, no experience, no contracts, just you and your knowledge of motorsport. While I could do that one, it's a bit dull. Because I want to sort of follow the lineage, as it were, of my character, quote unquote. Let's go with ex-driver. I think that's the most accurate. We can then create a team, or we can choose a team. I'm going to choose a team for the sake of the F1 2018 mod. That's obviously the single-seater series. We do have these other series as well, which I haven't really explored too much. I've played a lot of this game in the single-seater, though. So, we have FIA GP3. I don't think sort of the model engines has been updated on the right-hand side. These sort of specs of cars. And then, yeah, no, I don't think they have 2.4 litre V8s, and apparently we're going to have 3 litre V10s, which, as we know, is not the case. They're 1.6 litre turbocharged V6s, but there you go. You can see the length of the calendar. This is 9 events, 7 locations, 12 events, 9 locations, and 21 events, 16 locations for F1. If we view the current rules, long practice sessions, long quali sessions, 35 lap race on average, 40 mile an hour split lane, simultaneous pit stops, points for the top 10, wide slick tyres. Yeah, you just got all the current rules in the sport as it stands at the moment with the old mod, and they're going to be different from the base game. So let's get into it. Lovely little animation, that. Big fan of that. Now we get to choose our team. So who do we go with for this little this cheeky little career mode that we're going to be doing? Now, a budget is going to play quite big into this, what sort of budget we want to go for. So, you've got, you know, the little story that appears to be, you know, tailored for more the team that they're based on rather than the actual team. You got the budget and the pressure, and obviously you get your stats. So, we could go to Ferrari. They're expected to finish first, and they get £260 million budget. Could go to Mercedes, who are expected to finish second, and they have a £250 million budget. Again, the pressure's high, but you can see if we change it here, so the Ferrari pit crew is slightly worse than the Mercedes one, and you see the drivers there are registered as better as the Ferrari ones. Renault, says Mr. Freaky Fungus. I could do Renault. Renault is one that did pop into my mind. Red Bull, 220. McLaren have a 200,000. Renault have 200,000. The pressure's medium. That car looks quite nice as well, actually. Like, if I had to comment on the actual car itself, it doesn't look too bad. Also got Force India, who have a low budget. Haas, Williams, Red Bull, and of course Sauber. Now, Sauber's an interesting one that we could go for, be a proper backmarker team. And I think this car looks the best out of all the ones in the mod. But yeah, so we got Renault. Should we go Renault? We could go Renault. I'm thinking like who I'd have as drivers. I'd have Hulkenberg and Sainz. That's a pretty decent start-up set of drivers. I think we'll go with Renault. So let's do it. Let's pick Renault. Renault's sort of like one of those teams that I'm like a personalised favourite as well. They've got so much history in Formula 1. like as an engine supplier and then actually as a manufacturer, as a factory team. So here we go. We'll jump into the old nice baseline. Yeah, exactly. They are a very nice baseline. So we're going to jump straight in here to the first event. And let's have a look at what we've got first of all. So we've got Nico Hulkenberg, Carlos Sainz Jr. Go over to the mail. What have we got? Welcome to the F1 team. Nico Hulkenberg, so excited to be working with you. I watched you growing up racing. This is going to be great. I just know it. I get on really well with Carlos Sainz Jr., so I hope you're going to keep us feeling like one big happy family. I'm pretty sure I can win a few races this season if you give me the support within the team. That is not bad. Carlos Sainz Jr. Used to be a fan of Nico Hulkenberg and I get on okay, but I'm going to be working my socks off to prove to you that I'm the much better driver. Here's Bob Bell, our lead designer. Okay, nothing too much for him. On the car front, we could definitely use some work on the engine. Yes, we are a Renault driver. Alan Permain. Nico's one of the stronger drivers. Is a fairly decent driver, so you expect Hulkenberg to finish 9th and Sainz to finish 11th. They do give you a bit of an insight to the drivers as well. So you got to hear Hulkenberg, you know, won't be too much improving anymore. He's already hit the limit of his abilities. I'm inclined to disagree. Targets for the 2016 season. So this is something that we agree with our chairman, and they will give us a set amount of money per race depending on obviously what we say we're going to do. So if we said we're going to finish second, we get more money per race, but for every race we don't achieve that target, he's going to get mad at us and we could potentially lose our job. So with that in mind, I'm going to agree with his prediction that we're going to finish 4th. Best of the rest, essentially. John Todd is going to tell us about ERS. Lovely, that's fine. And 3-stage qualifying. Awesome. And then Chiron Pilbeam, whoever the hell you are, you're going to talk about the pit crew. Speaking of the pit crew, let's go over to it. Oh, wow, there's a decent pit crew. So your pit crew here, they have assigned tasks. And the stats indicate as to where they are. So you see, like, we've got the front guy on the jack. His 19's he's best at, 18's the best at the guy on the rear jack. The only other thing we could do is potentially hire someone that's, like, better on tyres than that 17 guy. Have we got anyone? No, we don't. But I am going to just hire this guy, just on the basis he'll be a good backup to begin with. This guy could be decent. So we'll keep these guys in reserves for now, but we'll leave the pit crew as it is. Our pit stop time currently is 2.01 seconds, and we're the second best pit crew on the grid. So you can't really argue with that. Moving on to our sponsor, we have an available slot sponsor, and all of our sponsors here are going to last for a while. All of least this RNC or RCI Bank Services, Mapfire, and Castrol Edge are all going to last for this season. Infinity's going to last for 2 seasons, and the Renault sponsors are going to last for 100 races. That's a long time. But we got another sponsor here. I don't really want a targeted sponsor, because it means we will have to pick that one during the races. That gives us a decent upfront payment, but then we don't really get much for the bonus payment. Santander is an all upfront payment of 3.5 million. I mean, we currently have 199 million, so I don't really need the money up front. We need money coming in each race. So, I mean, it's only 10 grand, but it's better than nothing. So we'll take this, and we'll get our money back for what we just spent on the engineer. You see our marketability. So as we get more marketable as the team and as the drivers, this will go up and we get 5-star sponsors. So, first things first. Let's not request additional funds. Let's set the budget for next year's car. Fat stacks. We're going to put away tons of money for next year's car. Let's have a look at the team. So we've got Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg is capped at a 4-star driver. Interesting. Okay. So that means that is exactly what they said. Hulkenberg here can't improve. He's already hit his peak, so he can't get any better. So that means we're going to have to consider maybe replacing him not soon, but yeah, if we want a driver to be better than Hulkenberg. You see Sainz is one here as an outlined 5th star. That means he can improve to 5 stars. And then we have you no. Just no. Okay, well that's fine. So we can worry about scouting and stuff shortly. We go with the staff. So these are our race mechanics. And they have a relationship with the drivers. So you can see here that Mr. Taffin over here, the Mr. Frenchy, Mr. Taffin, has been with Carlos Sainz over 100 weeks. So with that in mind, he's actually got 2 extra perks, whereas this guy over here with Hulkenberg doesn't have any. Then we've got Bob Bell, who's got a really long contract at 58 months. And he has specific known components of the engine. He doesn't know any specific legendary components, but that's fine. It's good to start with. We've got 16 days till the Sydney Grand Prix. Let's go to the car. So they said top speed is something we need to consider working on. So let's design a new part. Let's design a new engine for the car. Let's go. Ideally, we want the engine to be as good as possible. So let's go top speed plus 25 to max. That's going to give us a part with a potential performance of 965. So we're going to build that. And then that will take 1.5 million off our balance. I think we've got the money to play with here. Speaking of money, let's go to our HQ. So your part knowledge and what you can build parts. Now, you have to build up to them. So you can't build, like, let's say, a legendary front wing straight away. You have to start with, like, a good one or an uncommon one, then good, then great, then epic, and then legendary. So you have to build up to it. This is the cap. Depending on our buildings and our factory, this is the cap of how good our part can be. So you can see here, we can make epic brakes, rear wing, suspension, a legendary front wing, and gearbox, but engine, we can only make a good one because we don't have a test track. So we're going to look to build a test track. That means we can have a great engine. It will improve our drivers' cornering and overtaking improvement rates, and it will cost us 8 million, but it's going to take 24 weeks to build. So we're not going to get that buff just yet, but it means later on in the season, and as later seasons go on, we will look to do that. How much, as a curious point, how much does it cost to upgrade this? 10 million to get a level 3 simulator. Right, let's not worry about that. Let's worry about this. So the factory is already level 4. Can I new building? I could build a theme park and a road car factory. Interesting. I could build both if I wanted to and just start earning the money back. But they take long. Look, this is going to take like a calendar year. This is going to take more than a calendar year. Now, hear me out here. Renault Land. It's got a nice ring to it. It's 100 million, and we will start making the money back almost straight away. But, no. Let's go with the road car factory. I'm actually going to build that. Because that gives me over 100 million to play with for certain other bits and or pieces. So, I do this every career mode I start on Motorsport Manager. I get, like, in a zone on what I want to do. So, now I've got that. Scouting. So, this is where we look at drivers and look to potentially sway people to come over to our team. So you can see here we've got like Lewis Hamilton, and because he's already scouted, we can look at him. So Lewis Hamilton is like best in the game. Enigma Land sounds better. Can't really fault it. And look at all these stats that Hamilton has, like, you know, offshore accountancy, you know. And then, like, reigning F1 champion gives him a buff. He's in the Hall of Fame, club goer, so he's got all these buffs. You can see how much he costs per race. So his cost to break his contract is like 10 million. He's got 34 months remaining. And these are his bonuses that he gets. If we try and approach him, you can see here he's not interested. Why would Hamilton want to leave the best team to come to Renault? So we would have to be a better team for Hamilton to want to come and drive to us, essentially. There are other reasons why people won't want to come and actually like drive for you, like if they have a good contract. Now, Alonso, his contract, even though it says like 2016, this is the 2018 mod, the game is set in 2016. So Alonso only has 10 months left on his contract. So his cost to break is still really high because of his cost per race. But we could get him with his ability. Now, if we approach him, he's still not interested. I think essentially Alonso's AI is always programmed in that he only wants to be on like a top tier team. I want to start scouting for someone to replace Hulkenberg. Ocon is a very interesting choice because he can go to 5 stars. Could we approach Esteban Ocon? He's interested, but I don't really just want to replace Hulkenberg straight away. Is there anyone I need to potentially scout here? Charles Leclerc could be a very interesting one for the future. If we have a look at Charles Leclerc, he's only got 10 months on his contract. I could get Leclerc into Renault. I mean, look, he's just signed a new contract, plus 10 morale. He's the reigning F2 champion. He's just signed a new contract, so we can't have him. But he's only got 10 months. So we could keep an eye on Leclerc. Let's favourite him, and we could get Leclerc in the car for the end of the season, or near the end of the season. I like that. I'm gonna keep an eye on him. We could have Leclerc, Stoffel Van Dorn's always an interesting one. Lando Norris. Then we've got a bunch of guys here. I wonder if there you are. Mick Schumacher. Scout you. Okay, so we're going to scout Mick Schumacher, because I think what I'll do is later on I'll get an all-star young driver lineup, and we'll just power through the ranks. So here's our team at the moment. We've got Hulkenberg, Sainz, and Palmer. We're 7th in the championship by the looks of things. And you've got Mercedes. I don't know how this has worked out, but they've obviously got Hamilton at 5 stars, Bottas, and then Pascal Wehrlein as their reserve driver. McLaren have Alonso Van Dorn, Lando Norris. Then you've got Grosjean, Magnussen for Haas, and then Fittipaldi as their reserve driver. We've got some interesting driver lineups. That Red Bull one is a very interesting. Good old Dan Ticktum. Alfa Romeo, Sauber, Leclerc. Like, Leclerc has the ability to get to 5-star. We can see Ericsson's capped at 3, so he can't get any better. Who else have we got just here? We've got Ferrari that have, of course, Vettel, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi. And then we've got Toro Rosso. And then finally Williams with Lance Stroll, Sergei Sorokin, and Robert Kubica. Okay, I think that's pretty much all the housekeeping done. So we just need to really... here's our driver page. Available jobs will pop up. So if there's ever like a driver, a manager that isn't performing, they will become like... either their chairman will be like unhappy with them, or their job might become at risk, and you can apply and go and manage another team, as it were. But I'm confident with it is how it is for now. So let's improve parts on the car. You can improve its performance and the reliability. So do we have... can we just do all of them? Do we have that many available slots? No, we're just going to be one component out, or 2 components out. Okay, so what's crucial for the next race? The crucial parts for the next race will determine how well we do. So let's have a look at Sydney. Crucial is acceleration, low speed corners, and top speed is useful. Okay, so really we should improve gearbox, front wing, and engine. So let's do this, do this, do this, and then what else is fairly important? Where else does the car lack, really? Car also lacks... I mean, it's pretty good across the board. It's really... I mean, out of those, I would say it's... rear wing? I mean, rear wing with 4th, apparently. So let's just stick the rear wing on anyway. And we might as well work on these same parts for reliability. The only parts I'm going to change up here are the suspension, because they're really unreliable. And if a part fails, then it's curtains for us. So let's try and get it at a nice even amount for each one. 40 and 40. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right. Now I think the housekeeping's done. At least right at the start. There's going to be a few more bits that are going to pop up in a second. Yeah, I've got that. Awesome. Fine, I've got it. Shut up. Here we go. So we've had a few more emails come in regarding our status with the team. So new Renault Sport F1 team manager announced Simon Hull have unveiled their new team principal. He's a total newcomer to the world of motorsport management. Simon Hull is taking control of the team starting right now, told chairman Jerome Stoll to a press spectrum. Has a wealth of experience at a top level of motorsport, being one of the best drivers who have graced the track in recent years. Oh, thank you very much. I do agree. Took McLaren Honda to the top. Mark Webber. For Channel 4, you see, Martin Brundle for Sky Sports is a hell of a lot better. Congratulations on joining Renault Sport F1. Are you interested in doing an interview? Yes. Now, interviews, your answers can boost morale or decrease morale or marketability for certain drivers and certain things, depending on how you answer. So, Renault Sport F1 team is your new home, but it isn't the best team in the Formula 1 World Championship. What's your plan? We could go, we might not be one of the big boys, but I can promise you we're going to work our absolute hardest and aim to finish somewhere near the top. I'm aiming to plant us down a solid foundation this season about transitioning from one of the almost rans into a top team. This year is about stabilising. We need to survive, pick up a few points, then kick on. I'm going to be honest, I'm really going to think like, what mod do I have installed? I have the, I think it's just called the F1 2018 mod. I'll double check it somehow. I'll check it in a sec. We might be one of the big ones, so I'm going with this one. And you can see here that's given a 5% morale boost to Hulkenberg and Carlos Sainz Jr. Hulkenberg is seen as your top driver. Do you agree with that, or would you say Carlos Sainz is better? I don't really have a preference over either of them at the moment. So I'm going to say I'm lucky enough to have inherited two great drivers, and again, morale boost for both of them. In the Autosport preview, I wrote that you're expected to finish 4th. Is that accurate, or do you think you can do better? The prediction seems fair, but I'm hoping we're going to surprise you. Quite a neutral answer, but I think in all fairness, that's the honest one. We all remember you as a fan favourite racer a few years back. Will you be able to transfer your skills to the management game? I know the ins and outs of what a racing driver needs to make a great car, so I'm sure it'll be fine, and they get a small morale boost for that as well. So lovely. So you see Hulkenberg is 12%. They're both 12% higher on their morale. That's exactly what you want to see. Let me just save this real quick. And I will show you the name of the mod that I have installed. At least the quickest way I know how. There might be a quicker way of me being able to do this, but, you know, this is the way that I'm going to go with it. Also, hello to everyone who has been joining. So, Steam Workshop, subscribed. It's this one. Yeah, it's just the F1 Manager 2018 F1/IndyCar/WEC. Easiest way I found it is I went to the workshop and I went to the, like, most popular recently or something like that. So, anyway, let us continue. Jump back into this, shall we? So with everything all done, that we've got it all set up, I think now we're going to look to go to our first race. So let's just carry on. Obviously, in the background, things are going to have been worked on all the time. Oh, hello. Carlos's birthday. It's Carlos's birthday. Should we get him a nice present? I hear he's pretty touchy about his birthday. A card will do, or let's throw a big party. I mean, his morale's quite low, and I can afford 100 grand. So let's throw a big party for Mr. Carlos Sainz for joining the Renault team. Okay. I've prepared a brief report on the next race in the calendar, Sydney. It'll be a 27-lap race. The lap length is 3.62 miles, and likely due to a 40% chance of rain. Without too many chances for cars to get up to full speed, this track really favours excellent acceleration, and Scuderia Ferrari have the best gearbox. Okay, not bad, not bad. How are the parts looking? So you can see here the reliability of those parts is going up and the performance is slightly going up. Here's like the number in brackets is the highest it can get to, so that's why you're going to want to design new parts, because it can get higher than that, as you can see. So we get some more emails. That's wind tunnel. Thanks for making sure we have a good wind tunnel. Engine's been built. Okay, cool. So now what we'll do, we'll go to improve parts, and we will straight away get rid of one of these engines. You can see this engine here. So these ones that we've improved are up to 903 and have a cap of 931. This has come out at 910 and has a max of 965. But its reliability is 40, so we're not going to be able to use it at this race. Well, I suppose we could, but you'll run the risk of it blowing up. So we're going to bolt that on. Again, bring this back to a nice even split. And let's go back to designing a new part. So once again, we could go acceleration, as that's now one of our lower ones. I think let's, because good is our cap on the engine, so we might as well go with that. This one I want more reliability coming out of it. And then I'm also going to go with... Unlocks an additional great component slot. But that's... We're capped at great. So I think we're going to go build time +2, plus 25 speed, plus 5 reliable. Or we could just get plus 30. Let's go with that then. So the max on this will be 980 and it will come out at 950. And that's basically our cap on the engine, because we can't go to great because we haven't got the test track yet. But when that's built, we can then build a great engine, which we'll probably be looking at either late in the season or next year. So that will take 15 more days. That will go on to after the next race. Then we can worry about other parts. Okay, here we go. Travel to Sydney. There's a lot going on in the near future. So, this is where we get set up. So now we need to pick which bonus pool we're going to go for out of these sponsors. Honestly, I don't see us getting 3rd or above. In fact, a lot of the bonus pools are very similar. Either the 50,000 is the same for these. So let's go for the Infinity one. We need to get 6th or above. Our plus is not very high, so we're not going to be making much money, at least to begin with. But I'm not too concerned with that. We'll slowly burn through this. We've got available money, and then once we've got the road car facilities built near the end of the season, it'll be fine. Okay. So we get to pick 12 sets of tyres between the 3 compounds available. Super soft, softs, and mediums. Now, essentially, obviously, you know, any Formula 1 fan should hopefully know that super soft tyres are the quickest, but they don't last as long. So we're going to want a nice split. Now, I've spent too much time in this game, so I know that a split of 7-5-3 is a good split. Part fitting. So these guys are currently content with the car. They don't exactly think that the car's, like, super impressive, but they're happy that their cars, because they're equal status drivers, they're happy that their cars are equal to one another. So with that in mind, who do we give? I want to be sort of fair with this. I mean, thankfully, because it's the base of a season, it means all the parts are fairly sort of similar. As we go into newer seasons, as you've been like, it builds the base off of last year's parts. So you will have parts that are better than others, and that's when it gets a bit tricky. But thankfully, everything should match up. I think the only one we've really got to worry about is the engine. And to be honest, I'm going to give the better engine to Science. It's only like 3 points and 2 points more reliable. So I'm not really too concerned. As a caveat to that, I'm going to make sure Hulkenberg has the more reliable suspension and more reliable rear wing. So you can see this is being worked on slowly. I'm not going to put it in for this race just because of its reliability. I think we're good to go. Apparently it's all clear for practice and quali, but it could rain in the race if we refer back to our email. Welcome to everyone that is joining. I do hope you enjoyed the time we're going to spend here. Don't know how many races we're going to get done. Just because they are set to like mid-length, and you know, I like to have a little faff about. Okay, practice. So, interesting enough, Palmer has a better feedback rating than Science. So feedback determines how quick you gain knowledge, and knowledge is used for performance enhancers in the race and qualifying. We're going to ignore him. He doesn't work here as far as I'm concerned. We're just going to use these two. So the car setup is where we work on, you know, downforce, etc. The green section is like the engineer preference, as it were, or like the engineer's recommendation. I've played this game enough. I have some saved ones. So let's go Sydney, and let's go with this one. It's off a different mod, but let's load it up anyway and just see how that works. We'll go super soft tyres, and with Carlos Sainz, let's load a setup. Let's do this one. Right, I think we're ready to go. Let's take practice. And this is where we're going to sit and build up our knowledge. So is it due to rain? No. The answer is no. So let's just go quality for him, 1 lap. Let's see how he likes the setup. Same for Science. Let's just low and back up. Protect the tyres just in case we need them for whatever reason. And look at Carlos Sainz in the majestic, mostly black and slightly yellow Renault. So Sainz and Hulkenberg could be on for big, big points. Let's have a little look. Oh, Leclerc's on his outlap. There he is, Big Charles. debut in Formula 1, the Australian Grand Prix. Who else is on track? Ocon's on track. Look at that. You're not going to miss that from very far away. I wish I could zoom in further. Pierre Gasly out on the medium tyres. There he is. Look at him. Lovely. Right, we're going to bring these guys in and see what they say about the setups that we've loaded. I don't really want to waste too much time in, you know, just having them go round when they don't like the setup. I'd rather them tell me what the setup is like, tweak it, and then we go from there, essentially, and just do laps on a good setup. That's the plan. So, Sainz is in. And what does he say? Excellent downforce, great handling, good speed balance. So that's a 93% setup. So what way the mechanic recommendation is to go slightly up. So he wants a little bit more longer gear, shorter gear ratios. If we crank that back like 2. And then let's go out for 3 laps. Super soft tyres. Out you go, Carlos. What's Hulkenberg saying? He's the opposite. Done good downforce, great middle, and excellent acceleration. So Hulkenberg wants a bit more on the front end, does he? Right, okay. So let's bump this up by like a couple of there, couple of them, just a little bit higher. And now we need to just get this back in line with it being excellent. Let's try that. Let's again go out for 3 laps, super soft tyres, and away we go. It's about being efficient with your tyres. Obviously, Sainz, we didn't do much on the strategy, so he's not going to spend as long in the old garage. But now we've got Hulkenberg going out here. And yeah, it's about not burning up many sets of tyres, especially because we've got 3 stages of qualifying. That's going to use 3 sets of tyres, and that's kind of what we want to avoid here. So we've now got the car fueled up. We're going to save fuel on the out lap, and then we're going to try and we're going to set a fast lap afterwards. Leclerc's on his out lap. Esteban Ocon. Now Alonso sets the purple middle sector. So Alonso currently on for the fastest lap of practice. Where is Charles Leclerc? He crosses the line. So he goes fastest because he set the fastest time. Then Ocon goes fastest by 4/10. Alonso crosses the line. He goes a hell of a lot faster. A 29.2, a second faster than Esteban Ocon. Sainz has just started his lap. So let's now bump both of our guys to overtake and attack mode. Burn out the tyres a little bit. You can see here that our knowledge is going up. So this has a cap of 3 levels and gives us a 5% boost for each. So that's important when it comes to quali and the race. So Sainz purple in the first sector. He's caught up to some traffic here on this lap, but hopefully that won't affect us too much as Grosjean goes fastest. Hamilton only down to 3rd, but of course he's on the medium tyres, whereas Grosjean was on the super softs. Hulkenberg's gone fastest in the first sector. Sainz now goes fastest in the second. And Bottas now sets the fastest time. Only 2/10 quicker than Romain Grosjean, so nothing too major. What are we going to do as we come across the line? Sainz is fast, but Hulkenberg is looking faster. Sainz goes fastest on a 27 flat. What's Hulkenberg going to do? Is he cross the line? Is he going to jump into the 26s? Answer is, yes he is, 26.7. So there's our one fast lap. I'm just going to try and cool it down. So let's go low on the fuel just so I can eke out the laps. And we're just going to speed this up here. We want to try and get level 3 on the super soft and the qualifying trim as fast as possible. Just because on that sort of basis that then we don't really have to worry about going out again. I'm just bumping around the fuel because I like to. Oh, we're going to have to do another lap, I think. We're going to have to do another lap with both drivers. I think we are. I think we're going to have to do just another lap with both drivers on super softs and quali trim. It's a little frustrating, but I do want to get it to level 3. So, and realistically, we should have time. Wow, Sainz, 3 excellence. 3 excellence on your setup. That's a 98% setup. Right, we're going to save that. So, Sydney, Sainz. And what we can do then is we can use that setup next year when we come back to this track. So, we'll go just 2 laps. Just use the same worn set. There you go, Carlos. Now Hulkenberg comes in. Great, great, and excellent. That's fine. That's good. 96%. It's a slight improvement, so I'm fine with that. Just again, 2 laps. And now because we've got the setup, like, brilliant straight away, what that means now is we get to, we really just get to focus on our knowledge for the rest of practice. Just get knowledge on the other tyres, get knowledge on the race trim. We should be dry for the rest of the session. In fact, it is, so that's fine. Let's get this. In fact, I'll bring both guys in because I'm fairly confident we're going to get up to, level 3 on this lap, and indeed we do. Lovely. So with it being a 27 lap race, I really need to be concerned with how good the tyres are, like what distance they're going to go per lap. So let's look at that now. So stints. Let's go race trim. Let's go 12 laps. Fuel it up. So it's going to be a 27 lap race. Realistically speaking, if we want to pull off a one stop, we're going to be best going soft and medium tyres. But we could just do a two stop and be quicker on those actual tyres because they look slow. Yeah, so I think we're going to get knowledge on the soft tyre now. And then we'll worry about... If we have time, we'll get knowledge on the medium tyre. So Hulkenberg comes in, and we're just going to send him out. Stints, race trim, 12 laps, soft tyres. Hulkenberg has got more smoothness than Sainz as well, so different drivers will be able to get the tyres to last a different number of laps. But let's just stick that on 12 times, and away we go. While we're waiting for that knowledge to tick up, if anyone's got any questions or, you know, just in chart. That's right, it's now a chart, not a chat. Just going to whiz round here. Not really burning fuel, not really burning tyres, just... In fact, let's kick it up. Let's get them to push a little bit. I'm curious to see what kind of lap times they do. So let's now... Where's Sainz? He got told to push around halfway on the lap. So what kind of time's he doing? We did a 29.6 last time around. So that's, you know, slow in comparison to the time that Hulkenberg had set. But what's he going to set this time around as he comes across the line? What's it going to be? 29 flat. Not bad. What about Hulkenberg on the soft tyres now that he's only pushing in attack mode? 28.7. So you can tell that obviously the tyres and the driving style do have quite a large effect in this game. And obviously with it being quite long practice sessions of 30 minutes, right, we're going to get the feedback this lap. So what traits have we got? So Sainz has the hard worker trait, which means he has +1 on fitness, and rock solid, never crashing years, focus +2. Okay, what about Hulkenberg? He's got the same. Nice. We have quite fit, focused drivers. So there's our knowledge on race trim and soft tyres. So we now get bonuses for that. And I think as well we're just going to go out 12 laps on the mediums just to get knowledge on those as well. Nice and efficient with our tyres. Let's just go high and push straight away. Just get out there, set some times. Get me the knowledge that I am after. And that then, without like wet tyres, without the intermediates or the wets, that will be knowledge on every dry tyre available, meaning we're going to be a lot more flexible in the race for the strategy that we can use. And that's important when you never know a torrential downpour could come. I don't think we're going to get level 3 on the mediums. I think we're only going to get level 2. But that's not too bad. Like I said, I think we're more probably going to go for a 2-stop with a couple of sets of super softs and then the soft compound tyre. That's, I think, the strategy that I'm going to go with. Could be wrong, but, you know, we'll see what works. Lovely. So our drivers come across the line. There's our knowledge. Good session. We've topped the timesheets in practice, yes, but practice doesn't really mean anything. You know, we're like 1.1 seconds faster than Vettel, but, you know, it's practice. They're going to have their engines turned down. I just, you know, floored it with my cars just to sort of see what lap time it was. Which I do tend to do quite frequently. So I'll probably be quickest in a lot of practice sessions and then probably not very fast in quali or the race. So qualifying. I'm not really a fan of the of the way this works here. So, obviously, we're going to go super soft qualifying trim, super soft. The green sweet spot in qualifying is much bigger, giving the driver an excellent chance of optimizing their brake and tyre temperatures. Do you know what? I'm going to try it. Car setup, they're happy. I rarely take qualifying, so let's see how this goes. Okay, so 10-minute session. Obviously, track grip's only going to go up as the session goes on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to let the AI have control here. So I'm going to send you out. And we'll do the same with Hulkenberg. We're just going to send them both out on a set of tyres. And see what's what. So Science is going to exit the pit lane first. I'm going to allow auto on for the AI. And Hulkenberg, I'm going to control this myself. So I've never really done this. But basically I need to get the brake temps and the tyre temps in that green spot. So we're going to get him to push a little bit. Try and get the temps up a little bit. Here we go. Tyre temps are going. So let's bring it down. So you can see the tyre temps just shooting down there. And obviously get him to accelerate now. So his brakes are currently overheated, but his tyre temps are in a good place. Get him to slow down. Now his brakes are overheated. His tyres are cold. Get him to slow down again. Bring it back up for tyre temps. Okay, so overheated brakes, but perfect tyres. The computer got great and good, so let's see how that works out as both drivers go to start their flying lap. So let's look at Sainz to begin with. Has he got clean air? Yes, he does. So Hulkenberg's behind on the Force India, so he might get held up a little bit, but I don't imagine too much. Leclerc currently goes fastest on a 26.7. Sainz goes fastest in the first sector, though. Now immediately 19 thousandths down on Hulkenberg. So Hulkenberg, current fastest man in the first sector of cars that are currently out on the circuit there. Sainz is going to come through any second now. Charles Leclerc goes fastest in the second. Then Sainz displaces him. And then is Hulkenberg going to displace him? Yes, he is. So Hulkenberg currently on for the fastest lap. But Sainz is only 3 thousandths down. Our tyres are wearing out quickly over the lap, though, because we are pushing very hard. Here comes Sainz. Leclerc goes fastest. Sainz goes a second quicker than Leclerc. What about Hulkenberg? He goes a 10th faster than... No, a 10th down. Sainz with the fastest lap. Good on you, son. Nicely done. Ericsson goes slower than Leclerc. Okay, so what we'll do now is we're going to... I think that that's going to be good enough for us to get through, especially with all the other teams. Now, guys, wow, even Ricciardo went slower than me. Interesting. So I'm not going to send my guys out for another run. I think, personally, we've done enough there. So we'll come in with second and fourth. Wow, we are surprisingly fast. Like, surprisingly fast. So Hartley, Stroll, Ericsson, Sorokin and Gasly are in the drop zone. I think we're just going to... how does this game look in 2D? I've just seen this button. Ooh, that's not pretty. I know it's for lower end PCs, but this is much nicer. This is much nicer. And we're just going to fast forward to the end of the session here, because I'm not going to make my drivers go out again. I'm very happy with what they've done. They can sit there and tell me they want to do another lap, but you ain't got to, boys. You haven't got to. Look, these guys ain't going to touch us. They're not going to find, like, 6/10 at all. They're not going to jump ahead of us. Final minute of the session. Man, Leclerc's out by like 8,000. That is... Grosjean with a decent lap gets himself up to 8th. But second and fourth. Second and fourth. Not bad. Not bad. Obviously, it's only the first stage of qualifying. So, obviously, it's going to, you know... Now we go on to the second stage of qualifying. So, these are the guys that are out. Is what it is. Sorry, just had to click off there. But yeah, interesting speed, interesting pace that we've got there. Let's take qualifying in session 2. Is it 10 minutes again? I hope it's 10 minutes again. It is 10 minutes again. Okay, so this time around, the track grip's going to go up. So we're not going to go out at the start of the session. We're just going to go for one lap near the end of the session. And I'm just going to auto it, 'cause to be honest, I'm not very good at, you know, controlling it. So what's the weather like? Track grip's going up. We're going to go for one flying lap at the end. I'm risking this a little bit, but it will be worth it. So we need to go out soon. Let's give it till... Let's give it a few more minutes. Okay, so I'm going to send Sainz out now. Fresh set of tyres. Out you go. And we're going to wait with Hulkenberg. We're going to give Hulkenberg another minute. Alright, Sainz, you're going to auto. Hulkenberg, we're just going to wait. Just going to wait with Hulkenberg. Give it just a little bit more time. Let's go now. Fresh set of tyres. Out now. And we're going to auto you. Okay, so Sainz now. He's at the tail end of his lap. His tyres are good, but his brakes are good and great. So not excellent. Obviously, the sweeter spot here for Hulkenberg is going to be very different. But nonetheless, Sainz now on his way onto his lap. What kind of speed is he going to be able to put in here? We've allowed the track grips go up and up. Let's see what Sainz can do versus the big boys this time around. Very quick in the first part of qualifying. What about the second part of qualifying? What's his first sector going to be? It's the fastest. It's only the bloody fastest, isn't it? Hulkenberg gets overheated and good on his tyres, so not bad, but could be better. Let's keep following Sainz here. Is he up in the second sector? He is. Sainz is a 1/10.5 up on Max Verstappen at the moment. Could this be the fastest time for the Spaniard? As he now comes out the final corner across the line. P1 by 2.5 tenths. Hulkenberg now 800ths down in the first sector versus his teammate. What's the second sector going to say? The split's coming up any time now. Maximum commitment through the undulation here. 2 tenths down on his teammate. That's going to put him right around Verstappen and Vettel territory. Hulkenberg's got it all to do in the final sector. I think we're safely going to be through. It's just where we end up on the grid as we come across the line. P2. 5 thousandths quicker than Verstappen. I think we're going to have to do a 2-stop anyway, thinking about it. Because, of course, we're going to start on these worn tyres. And Sainz's tyres are very worn. So maybe it will be smarter for us to go supers, softs. So we're going to want... Okay. But that's it. Qualifying is done. Magnussen and Grosjean fighting it out to be which Haas goes in to Q2. It's not Magnussen. Look at the Renault. Look at the Renault. P1 and 2. Carlos Sainz with the upset. Technically, Hulkenberg's got the old, got the perk on to have 15 extra%, but man, smashed it. Sainz found 2 tenths. Then again, he did go out later on. Let's take the qualifying in Q3. There we are. Okay. So Grosjean is on soft tyres. So once again, we're just going to wait. We're just going to wait. Go out right at the death. Final set of super soft tyres. Just fast forward it. Alonso goes out. It's calm, boys. It is calm. We're going to go out at the death. Right, so here we go. Now we're going to send Sainz out again. Sainz out first. Fresh set. There's his... So he's going to start the race on those tyres. So these ones are just dead. So you go out now. I'm going to wait with Hulkenberg. Is Sainz going to be free of traffic? Yes, he is. Well, he's got a Mercedes there, but... Here goes Alonso. Is he going out for a second lap? Or is he coming? He's coming in. So we'll send Hulkenberg out now. Right, here we go. Carlos Sainz. In fact, let's go auto off. Let's bring it down. Bring it up slowly. I don't want his brakes skyrocketing. That's the last thing I want. I want his tyre temps to go up, but his brakes not be. Let's go auto with Hulkenberg. So his brakes have shot up. Bring that down. Try and get his tyres up a bit. Well, good and good. Shows what I know. Never mind. We'll follow Carlos Sainz. As he has a complete clear track ahead of him as he goes on to his flying lap. Hulkenberg appears to be overheating everything. So, you know, that's whatever that is. Hamilton's got the fastest time with Vettel only 500ths behind him. What's Sainz saying as he comes up to the first sector split? He's down. He's 100th down. The other cars are coming out for their second run. Hulkenberg now starts his flying lap. Sainz coming up to the second sector now. Grosjean's on soft tyres, apparently, for whatever reason. This is the one and only lap we're going for in qualifying. Is Sainz up? He's down by 1900ths. 19,000, sorry. Sainz can do this. Hulkenberg's gone purple in the first sector, so we've got to wait for Sainz to finish his lap. Is he going to come across the line? Is it going to be pole position for Carlos Sainz? Answer is no. He puts it second. He's on the front row currently, but Nico Hulkenberg, oh, he's down after a purple first sector. Hulkenberg now goes green in the second. Can Hulkenberg, can the German jump up? Sainz has been quicker than him in both sessions so far. Can Hulkenberg look to put it on pole or the front row of the grid? Across the line goes Hulkenberg, and no, he can't. Slower than Sainz, but again, third place. That is, of course, the only lap that we're doing in qualifying. What about the other guys? Because the other guys are now on their laps. Final minute of the session. Sainz is going to come into the pits. Hamilton now goes fastest. Is he going to go faster still? Let's watch Hamilton's lap. His tyres are going to be in much better nick as well. I guarantee it. Coming up to the second sector. No, not fastest. Look at his tyres, though. His tyres come the end of the lap are just in immaculate condition. Hamilton, the only person to challenge him is himself as he comes across the line and doesn't improve. Well, it's a 2-3 for Renault. Grosjean's still on soft tyres. I'm not sure why. Maybe he's run out of supers. Interesting strategy, to say the least, from Romain Grosjean's. But it's Lewis Hamilton on pole. Sainz on the front row ahead of him. Hulkenberg then just behind. The top four covered by half a tenth. Just over half a tenth. That's a bit of a madness, if you ask me. Lewis Hamilton. And his tyres look so much better than ours. I don't know what his Q2 tyres are going to look like, but I bet they're just infinitely better than what mine look like. Wow, Hamilton. So technically the fastest lap of qualifying did go to Carlos Sainz. But still, I'm very happy with that result. It's now race day. Race day. Okay. Doesn't look like there's any rain immediately. We're, of course, starting on the tyres we used in Q2. So that means our tyres aren't great. So, I'm actually going to go soft tyres and race trim. Because we're going to be on the soft tyres for longer in the Grand Prix. Yes, we're not getting a boost straight away, but we'll get a boost later. Car setup, nothing that we need to change. Driver setup, let's push and give maximum attack off the grid. And then we need to turn that down because we don't want our parts wearing out. Or more importantly, we don't want to run out of fuel. That's also quite an important one. Tyre selection. So yeah, you can see it here. Like other guys like Leclerc went for so many sets of mediums. What? So Ricciardo's used a hell of a lot of his super softs and his mediums. He's got a full set of soft tyres and mediums. Esteban Ocon only had 2 sets of super soft tyres. And then where's Grosjean? There he is. So yeah, Grosjean was out of sets of super soft, so that's why. Where's Hamilton? Wow, Hamilton's got 4 sets of supers, and Hamilton's in a very good position. Similar to us, really. Interesting. Okay. What is this? This doesn't make any sense. Right, anyway, grid positions. Whew. Let's do this. Let's get into the race. Hamilton, Sainz, Hülkenberg, Vettel, Ricciardo, Bottas, Verstappen, Raikkonen, Alonso, Grosjean. Grosjean's starting on like a dead set of super soft tyres as well. Perez. Look, so Magnussen's going to start on a used set of supers. Then you've got Perez, Van Dorn, Ocon, Hartley all on mediums, Leclerc on supers, Stroll on mediums, and the 2 guys at the back on softs. This could be mighty interesting as we build with the lights. 5 red lights. Lights are out and away we go for the Australian Grand Prix. Hamilton pulls into the lead. He's going neutral on his tyres. I think we need to do the same. Get him to last as long as possible. Now, we can't use ERS straight away. We do have ERS, the energy recovery system. We do have a 100% charged battery here, but we're not going to be able to use that straight away. We're going to need to, we need to wait till the end of the first lap to use that. So, let's use a bit of battery now in hybrid mode. Save a bit of our fuel, because we are on overtake mode, which gives us a huge performance advantage. But it burns fuel very quickly. So, we're going to want to save a bit of fuel on this opening lap in our hybrid mode. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn auto on for these guys, or auto off. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to punch it off the first lap. ERS, ERS. Let's chase down Lewis Hamilton. If we can. Doesn't look like we can really at the moment. Well, we're using a lot of ERS at the moment. Right, let's go back to saving a bit. Hamilton looks like he's used all of his. So that's fine. What's Hamilton do with his engine? Still in overtake mode. So he's still burning. We can burn a bit of fuel in this opening stint here. We're going to need to bring Sainz in first because his tyres are the most worn. Hülkenberg will be able to do another lap. So that's fine. Sainz going to try. We need to try and keep in touching distance of Hamilton here. Sainz's tyres are going to be a bit of an issue. They're not going to do many laps at all. So realistically, I can only expect 2 or 3 more laps out of Carlos Sainz. Let's go auto on our ERS. Let's see what the AI does with that. Can't really sit on overtake for too long. What are the cars behind doing? The cars behind are still on overtake mode. So if I want to hold position, I need to hold overtake mode. So let's continue to do so. We can save our fuel later on in the Grand Prix. I don't know when the cliff is for the super soft tyres, and I don't really want to hit it in all honesty. So let's actually now conserve with Hülkenberg. I need to definitely get a couple more laps out of you. Same as with Sainz. I'll take the hit on tyre wear if it means now Sainz can pit at the end of lap 4 as opposed to the end of lap 3. That's a best case scenario. What's Hamilton doing? Right, they've started to calm it down with the fuel, so we're going to do the same. Let's calm it down. Let's calm it down. I really don't want Sainz to hit the cliff, but let's see what happens here. So Sainz, you're going to come in at the end of this lap, and we're going to go with the soft tyre strat. What season? This is literally just season 1. We've started off the 2018 career today, and we're just season 1 right now. Just sort of, you know, seeing how things go. So we're going to go with 100% charge on your battery. Balanced pit stop. No need to push it too hard. This is going to be pushing it with Sainz a little bit, so we're going to take auto off. with your ERS, and we're going to use that at the end of the lap to try and defend. Speaking of defending, Hulkenberg appears to be trying to do that against Sebastian Vettel. Their tyres are a hell of a lot better than ours, which is to be expected, really. But Hulkenberg, do what you can. Sainz now, is he holding on? He's just about holding on, so we're going to give it a second. And we're going to utilise ERS any minute now. Hulkenberg has lost out to Vettel. He tried to use ERS to get back ahead of him, and he's managed to do so. Brilliant stuff from Hulkenberg. And Sainz, now we're going to use your ERS. We're going to make sure your battery is depleted before coming into the pits. So we don't want to waste any of what we're going to recharge here. You're in. Lovely stuff. Now, Hulkenberg, I need you to go neutral and overtake mode for this in-lap. Lovely, Carlos. You can come in at... You can come out at the back, but you can use some undercut. And now Hulkenberg now has to try and defend for his lap. So let's take auto off. And you've been overtaken by Vettel. I'm not surprised. Raikkonen's coming in this lap, though. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So, Sainz, you're going to conserve that set of tyres. And then we'll come in at the end of... Well, I don't know what lap we're going to come in at the end of, but we'll come in later in the race. Hulkenberg's gone off the cliff. Yeah, I knew pushing it an extra lap with Hulk wasn't really ideal, but what has to be done has to be done. Oh, no, wait, we need to pit with you. Nearly forgot about that. Soft tyres, leave the parts, recharge the battery, and come in balance. Let's go ERS mode. Yeah, we've dropped to 6th. We've dropped to 6th. I mean, it was to be expected. Yeah, I was pushing it with the tyres, so it is what it is. We're in. Tyres changed. Lovely stuff. Quicker than the Ferrari. And now we're going to go medium. There goes Sainz up ahead. That's fine. And we're going to conserve this set of tyres. We're not going to push. Oh, we've just come out ahead of Verstappen there. That's very lucky. So we're going to conserve these tyres for a couple of laps. The temperature will go down, but then we'll be able to sort of monitor that with neutral. Because you can see there, Sainz's tyre temperatures have dropped quite drastically. Hopefully this is the undercut strat that we need. Not necessarily to try and get ahead of Hamilton, but to try and keep second and third. We hung on nicely to Hamilton at the start of the Grand Prix, but there's no guarantee that we're going to keep that. So anyway, let's go up to neutral with Sainz now. We'll let Hulkenberg conserve for a little bit longer. And Hamilton is in this lap. Hamilton's gone for the mediums. Can he get them to last for the rest of the race? That'll be mighty interesting if he does. So here we go. Hulkenberg. Sainz is through. Sainz is ahead. Hulkenberg behind Hamilton, unfortunately. And yes, he got more ERS, which is, you know, understandable due to he's just got into the pits. Hamilton's asking a lot of his tyres for him to be able to go that long on a set of mediums. Vettel hasn't, so Vettel's committed to the two-stop there. So there's Verstappen and Raikkonen. Ricciardo and Alonso, I mean, that's 20 laps. That's a lot of laps for them to have to do. Realistically, I'm just going to try and hold position here. Hope Hamilton runs into a bit of traffic. And we're just going to conserve the car. We're going to try and not break anything. Are my alerts working? I don't even know if my alerts are working. I heard a sound. So for whatever just happened there, thank you to whoever the kind person is. I don't think my alerts are working. Oh, no, my alerts aren't working because I haven't set up a... Oh, apologies. I haven't set up my alerts as of yet. I literally just did this to try and get the game working, hit start streaming, didn't even think to do my alerts. So I apologise, but whoever that kind person is that just did the thing, I appreciate you. Meanwhile, Hulkenberg defending Vettel, who is, of course, on a faster tyre, in a faster car. Van Dorn's taking the lead. Leclerc up to third. How has he managed that fresh set of super soft tyres? That is impressive from big man Charles. Sainz has got ERS activated. Let's try and defend from Vettel a little bit by using a bit of ERS on the back straight. It's a good thing I did, because Vettel then went to use his ERS. Now he's stopped, so Hulkenberg can stop there. Go back onto auto. What's Sainz doing? Sainz is up in traffic. Hamilton's up to 6th. Wow, good stuff from Hamilton. Right. Hulkenberg has defended, conserved his tyres a bit more. Sainz's tyres are going to be tough. Getting Sainz to the end on soft tyres is going to be a challenge right at the end. Because I'm on neutral and his tyres aren't really heating up that much. But we're up behind Sorokin now on the same tyres. So let's now... Let's push and use ERS down here. We've lost out to Stroll, which is annoying. But now we're going to do a double overtake. Beautiful stuff, Carlos. Into the hairpin, up to 7th. What's Hulkenberg doing? Hulkenberg still ahead of Vettel. And that's good, because that's going to frustrate Vettel and let him burn out his super soft tyres. Bottas also on the super. So Hamilton, what's Hamilton doing? Hamilton is pushing currently. Interesting. He's got a bit of battery, not a lot. I love the level of information you get. Let's go back onto auto for science, just in case. These guys must... Oh no, they're all on medium tyres. So we've got to try and fight through these guys. Let's go up to push and high for science. Let's try and make our way through the field if we can. Hulkenberg is catching up to the back, so we can afford to stay on neutral and medium with him, as Sainz makes another big diving double overtake there. Beautiful stuff, and now we're up behind Lewis Hamilton. Can we get past him, I wonder? We're coming up to the back of him. Hamilton is past Ocon. This is going to effectively not ruin Sainz's strategy, but, you know, we need to go longer on the tyres. Can we try and make a move? Not quite yet. Down the inside. Round the outside. No, Ocon squeezes us out. We're using the remainder of our fuel. Pushing the tyres to get the temperature up a little bit. Let's go. Overtake mode now. Beautifully done. There we go. Let's now conserve. Go back to medium. And what you're saying, Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg is now in the train. So Hulkenberg now can go push. We'll carry on with medium. And, oh, Vettel. Is Vettel going to make a move on this? Yes, he is. Is he going to make a similar double overtake like Sainz did? No, he's not. Let's have a look at Hulkenberg now. Let's use ERS. Can we make a diving move into the hairpin? No, we can't. Let's not waste our ERS. Just frivolously. Just throwing it all. That's not what we want to do. Although we are going to want to make a move any minute now. Let's try and make a move on the back straight here. Oh, it's close. It's done. Lovely stuff, Hulkenberg. Get yourself back ahead. And now Sirotkin's coming in. Sirotkin with the stint. A lovely stint, actually, on those soft tyres. Let's carry back on a neutral. Where's Hamilton? Are we in touching distance? We're 1.3 behind Hamilton. That is excellent. Sainz, what I want you to do now is I want you to go high. Save the tyres for a little bit more. Let's burn a little bit of fuel. Hulkenberg, keep your tyres on neutral for now. Let's go back on auto for you two and allow the battery to build back up. So Hamilton is your net race leader. He is pushing his tyres and going overtake on his fuel. So I expect Hamilton to pit again. And that's fine because I expect us to pit again. That is my current race strategy. So it's fine for us to be where we are. Technically, Hulkenberg being behind the Force Indias is a little bit of a frustration because the Force Indias need to pit again and so does Hulkenberg. But we can get past them on natural pace. Our car is faster and our driver is faster. So it's not really too bad at the moment there. There's a crash. Hamilton's out! Hamilton's out the race. The safety car is out. Oh, we could pit. We could pit. Yes, I say we pit. We pit for a fresh set of... We could just go to the end on mediums and play it safe. And I don't see why we wouldn't at this point. Recharge the battery. Yeah, we'll go 100% on the battery. Just to make sure it's fully charged, you know. And we'll do the same with Sainz. Let's just park condition. Oh, sorry, tyres. Mediums. We're just going to play it safe. Nothing wrong with playing it safe here. Balance pit stop. Right, so low, back up. Low, back up. We're driving to a Delta at the moment, but I'm telling you what, Van Dorn and Hartley have just found themselves in this motor race. Because it's annoying. If the safety car was 2 laps later, we could have gone on to like soft tyres. But wow, Hamilton crashing out the race, just pushing too hard. That's going to leave Stoffel Van Dorn, who's going to come in this lap, to inherit the race lead. Now, if he goes to another set of mediums, which you can do, that rule is not enforced in this mod. If he goes to another set of mediums, he could go to the end of the race. So could Hartley. Well, yeah, Sainz, you're backing up. It's fine. You're saving your tyres, my man. You're saving your tyres. Right, let's just fast forward here. Tyres underheated. That's not really a problem. Because we're going to We're going to come in and change the tyres. There's enough room between the drivers because it is literally just... Look at them. Just, oh, the Force Indias aren't pitting. Look, Van Dorn onto a new set of mediums. Is Hartley doing the same? Good stop, Renault boys. Good stop. Is that car going to get ahead of me? Oh, that's frustrating. What car is that? That's Stroll. Stroll hasn't pit, though. Okay, that's fine. And Hulkenberg, does Hulkenberg come out ahead of Vettel? He does. Vettel on softs. That could be... Wow, Hamilton... Hamilton, you're right there, friendo. You are in a blazing fireball in the wall. That's not pretty. That's really not pretty. Well, sucks for Hamilton. It's left us, though, in a position where we could win this race. So I'm going to let the tyre temperatures drop. I'm going to save the fuel. That's fine. It's not a concern. And then what we're going to do is halfway around this lap, when we get to the hairpin, we're going to start attacking on the tyres and building up the fuel. So we'll do it now, or not building up the fuel, because we're building up the fuel now. So now we're at the hairpin. We're going to attack and build tyre temperature for the rest of the lap. And then off the restart, Van Dorn's in prime position. Ocon and Perez have to pit. They will probably go to supers. We need to get past Hartley. We just need to try and get past these guys. Vettel and Bottas are in prime position here. If they can get those tyres to last to the end of the race, they're looking dangerous. Should have attacked sooner. The tyres aren't really going to be very well heated. Let's wait as well. Let's wait. Let's wait. In fact, let's go with Sainz first. So we're going to wait for the car to go. Safety car coming in. Right, we're going to go overtake now. We're just going to use the extra bit of fuel. We're obviously on. Obviously, we're going so slow. We're still saving fuel. We're still saving fuel. Still saving fuel. Come on. Come on, pace car. In we go. ERS. Sainz and Hulkenberg. Oh, they're going to make a move on Stroll. Oh, it's close. Both down the inside. Oh, my God. Side by side on Hartley. Beautiful stuff. Oh, my God. Sainz has just blitzed through the field. Look at that. Up into third. Hulkenberg still sixth. Is Sainz going to make a move for second place here? On Esteban Ocon, of course he is, down the inside. Excellent stuff there from Carlos Sainz. Right, let's go push and high. That's on Hulkenberg. That's the wrong guy. Let's go push and high. Hulkenberg has dropped to 6th. Oh, it's a Ferrari that's got ahead of us. That's why. But Sainz now. Can he look to push and catch Van Dorn? Can he look to push and catch Van Dorn? Hulkenberg, I need you to try and get past here, my man. Down the inside of Sebastian. Not quite able to make the move. Let's blitz it out this corner. Down the inside of both drivers. If you can. No, Hulkenberg. Can he get up to 3rd? Come on, all I need to do is get up to 3rd. Then we can drop to push and height. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right. Push and high for both drivers now. Push and high for both drivers. Back here on the mixer. Welcome back, Mr. Freaky Fungus. And, of course, hello and thank you to everyone stopping by. We are now closing in on the final 10 laps of the Australian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton has crashed out of the race. Stoffel Van Dorn, due to a safety car, has found himself in the lead of the Grand Prix. We are now pushing on a... I was originally going to do a 2-stop, going from supers, softs, then softs. But due to the time of the safety car, we're on medium tyres. Now, we have a concern of Sebastian Vettel behind us. Faster car, faster driver, softer tyres. So really, what we're trying to do at the moment is we're trying to get past Van Dorn while not burning up our tyres and fuel too much. So, it's down to Carlos Sainz now. We're within half a second. I'll tell you what, let's just push flat out and use a bit of ERS on this back section. Can we close up to Van Dorn? Oh, it's close. Bit more ERS. Sainz is through. Sainz is through. Let's go back down to pushing and high. Let's build a gap. Let's build a gap. Hulkenberg has lost 3rd to Sebastian Vettel. Okay, new plan. Let's let No, let's keep going pushing high. What's the condition of the parts? They're okay for now. They're okay for now. Science back down to second. Did Van Dorn use his ERS? The cheeky bastard. Alright, fine. We'll get back past him then. We'll wait until we get nearer the hairpin. And then we're going to blitz it on ERS. Can we look to make a big diving move? No, we can't. I'll give the AI some credit there. That surprised me. But Science squeezes through. Oh, Van Dorn's fighting. Push him out wide, Science. Come on. Yep, through into the lead. Lovely stuff, Carlos. Lovely stuff. Alright, Science now leads. Hulkenberg is now second. Vettel's tyres will be wearing out. That's what we need to concern ourselves with right now. Right, so Science, what you're saying? Science is pushing away. In fact, let's just keep Science where he is for now. He's fine on his tyres for now. We don't have to go overtake mode just yet. So Stoffel is going to try and attack us. What's Stoffel doing? He's pushing and on... he's on overtake, but his tyres will wear out faster as well. So Science is fine for the minute. And so is Hulkenberg. It's Vettel's tyres. He's in hybrid mode at the moment, saving fuel. So is Bottas. So is Gasly. Let's try and take that opportunity to pounce on Vettel. What's he doing? Let's try and pounce on Sebastian with Hulkenberg here. Let's do it on the main straight. Let's put ourselves... Let's get to the end of this bridge. Then let's put ourselves up to attack and overtake. And let's now... off the back. Let's use all of our ERS. Ah, the gap was too much. The gap was too much. I've tried catching up. Let's allow him the attack and overtake mode through the opening sector. Can we get past Sebastian into the next corner? You've got down to the hairpin, Hulkenberg. If you don't overtake him down to the hairpin, I'm going to need to drop you down. Can we get past Vettel? Not quite, unfortunately. Right, let's go neutral and neutral. Let's back Hulkenberg off. We need to keep it with him. Because bearing in mind as well, we also need... Oh, then again, Vettel's protecting. Screw it, let's go attack. Let's attack Vettel. Come on, Hulkenberg, you can get him. That Ferrari is just frustrating. Its power out of the corners is just so good. I want to use the power boost. Come on, Hulk. Down the inside. Oh! ERS! ERS! Yes! Have we got him? Don't tell me he's going to get me into the hairpin. He hasn't. Yes, there goes Sebastian. Love your work. Right, let's go neutral and medium now. Let's calm it down with Hulkenberg. Hopefully Vettel can't attack us too much. He is pushing, which is fine for him to push on his fuel. But yeah, we've now used Hulkenberg quite a bit much. And now what we need to do... Oh, Vettel's got car issues. Let's now calm it down with Sainz as well. Let's go conserve on his tyres. Let's now conserve with Hulkenberg as well. If Vettel's got car issues, he can't push himself too hard. And the gap behind is not too bad. So I think we could be alright here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to save with Hulkenberg. And we're going to attack Van Dorn near the end of the race. That's my plan with Hulkenberg. We're gonna give it a couple of laps. And we're going to launch a full-scale assault later in the Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Brendan Hartley up in 5th, doing an excellent job. Daniel Ricciardo is outside of the points. Alonso, who massively outqualified Van Dorn, down in 9th. Van Dorn up in 2nd. Obviously, he benefited from the safety car massively. But look at the tyre temperatures just plummet now. Just plummeting for Carlos Sainz. I think Sainz now is home and dry. So let's just go neutral and medium with him. Car's in an okay place. 4 laps to go if we include the one we're on. I just want Hulkenberg's temperatures to come down just a little bit. Let's put Sainz on auto. We'll just let Sainz do his thing. He can go into hybrid mode and just save all the fuel that he wants. Meanwhile, Vettel's going to have a go. If he thinks he's hard enough. Let's go pushing higher now with Hulkenberg. We've saved for a little while. What's Van Dorn doing? Van Dorn is high and neutral. We are high and pushing. Can we catch Stoffel with 3 laps to go? We haven't really got the fuel, but we have got the tyres. By the way, Sainz is just saving fuel like a madman. In fact, Carlos, you know what? Just go fastest lap of the race. Just go for the fastest lap, Carlos. You've got nothing better to do. You've got the tyres and the fuel for it, my friend. You might as well. We'll just use the RS power on the back section. Look at Carlos just blitzing away. And let's just go ERS. Now with Sainz. You can't get past Van Dorn. It's fine for now, because we're closing up on him. Sainz on a green. I don't think it's going to be fastest lap of the race, but it's going to be a good lap. No, it is fastest lap of the race. Good job, Carlos Sainz. Right, your tyres are fairly warm, but we're right up behind Van Dorn. We are right up behind Van Dorn. Let's go, and let's attack him now. Overtake mode round the outside. Push with the RS out the corner. Come on, Hulkenberg. This is your best opportunity that you've had. Oh, excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Right, let's push with your tyres. Go medium on the fuel. You've got the tyre wear to be able to push for the final lap. It's just about the fuel with you. This could be a brilliant 1-2 in the opening race of the season for Renault. After Lewis Hamilton crashed out the Grand Prix, causing the safety car, which allowed Stoffel Van Dorn to get as high as he is. Raikkonen's got past Hartley. Vettel's now having to conserve his tyres. Now we go on to the final lap of the race. Hulkenberg sets a personal best. I think we're pretty home and dry. I'm just gonna, you know, let's put auto on for both guys. Because I know that Van Dorn's going to try and attack us with ERS at the end. How much battery has he got? He's got 45%. We've only got 10%. Van Dorn could get us at the end here. Van Dorn could get us at the end on battery. It's calm. It's cool. It's collected. We've got over a second and a half to him. He's worrying about Vettel. I think we've got it. I think we've got it. Let's just push to the end just for safety. But Carlos Sainz comes across the line to win the Australian Grand Prix, and Hulkenberg caps it off with a 1-2. Stoffel Van Dorn is the last man on the podium for McLaren. A Ferrari 4-5, Bottas 6th, Hartley 7th, Verstappen 8th, Grosjean 9th, Gasly P10. So double points here for Toro Rosso. Daniel Ricciardo finishes in 17th place. Where's Leclerc? Leclerc 12th. Not bad from Leclerc. Carlos Sainz. What a drive by the man. The man, the myth, the legend. Carlos Sainz. What a win. What a win. I'm amazed with that. I'm very, very happy with that result. Incredibly happy with that result. So you can see here, obviously, the lap where the safety car came out. Everyone diving into the pits. It really affected Grosjean. It wasn't great for Grosjean. It wasn't great for a lot of cars. You know, ones at the end having to make like desperate stops. Like you see Alonso here, Ricciardo. That screwed him at the end. There's obviously Hamilton. I love the fact he's like a death marker, you know, but whew, what a win. Gap's a leader. I mean, yeah, lap charts. Just look, yeah, all of the information. Just, yeah, wow, just much wows. Many speeds. You can see here 129s. That's with the lap times then, I guess. Excuse me. Tyre history. Commentary feed. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. No risk of rule breaks. It's first race of the season. No one can take away this 1-2 from Renault. Stoffel Van Dorn, though. Benefited from the safety car, and realistically could have won the Grand Prix. It's just we were the one in control there to put the pressure on him. So he brought home third place. That is not the podium you would expect to see in Formula 1, but you could probably get away with it if you said it was the first race of the season, because it's always unpredictable first race of the season. So the driver's standings, of course, are going to be exactly the same as what they were for, obviously, the Grand Prix. Constructors, Renault take a huge lead, 21 points clear of Scuderia Ferrari, then McLaren with 15 points, and Mercedes, Toro Rosso, Red Bull Racing, and Haas. So Williams, Alfa Romeo, and Force India are the only teams not to get points, considering Force India were running second and third at one point. Woo! What a race. What a race. As you saw with the tip there, if there's a crash, be prepared to change your strategy if the safety car is out. Well, that's exactly what we had to do. Carlos Sainz with the massive morale boost of 32% takes him to 100 there. Plus 1% to the team's marketability. You would expect so. We did win the race. Oh, look at the mega money that we've made. Woof. It's fine. We've got quite a large budget, so it's not really a problem. George Russell wins the F2 race, to the surprise of literally no one. Because it is, you know, George Russell. We got points for pole position and fastest lap. Where's good old Mickey Shu? I don't know. I don't even know what series Mick Schumacher drives in this. All I know is that I am scouting him. But there you go. That was the Grand Prix of Australia. Let's have a little wee butchers at the mail. Hamilton pips Sainz Jr. to pole. Car condition. Let's accept the interview. A podium for your team is a great result. Carlos Sainz Jr. raced supremely. How do you feel? I feel great, but it's all down to the driver, really, so the thanks has to go to Carlos. I mean, he did well. He did very bloody well. You know, I can only do so much. But Carlos definitely did brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So anyway, now we need to wait for the old car to repair, which is what's happened now. So the car repair is done. So that means we can focus on the old improving of the parts. So that's exactly what we're doing. We're still just going to carry on with all this. Leave everything as it is for now. We're, of course, working on this engine, which is due in 9 days. So I don't know what the reliability of it's going to be like by the time we get to Dubai. Because it is only 9 days away. But is what it is. Reporting the upcoming race. Low speed corners. We've actually got the other engine finished building right here. Well. Oh, here's a scouting report for Mick Schumacher. He's 100% marketable. He's only got 3.5 star potential. That's a little bit meh. I don't see why he's only got. Don't see why he's only got 3.5 star potential. He's a reserve driver there, whatever category that is. I'll keep an eye on him. Right. Anyway, we've got the new part, the new engine. So let's get rid of the other engine. Get rid of that out here. Get rid of that out here. Do that. And then we'll once again just try and find a good balance. There we are. Best balance I can find. Right, so we've hit our peak of our engine because the knowledge available now is great. But the problem being is, like I said, with our HQ, until the test track is built, we can only build a good engine at best. Now, theoretically, we could go to design new engine. But look, you see here, look, requires test track level 1. So, you know, realistically, we could, like, I don't know, do that to get a 1005 engine. But look, you see, there's risk levels there. So we could theoretically keep building better engines, but there's a very, just like, very visible ceiling in performance there. And obviously our engine now apparently is a hell of a lot better. So we need to work on acceleration is our next area, I think, for improvement. So let's go to a gearbox. Just a straight up acceleration plus 20, I think. I don't really want to build any risky parts. Yeah, just no. Just no, really. So let's do that. Build the gearbox. Away we go. Apparently our engine is 4th best behind 4th. I think we're 4th pretty much across, but no, we're 6th on low speed corners. 6th, 4th. Okay, so we need to actually work on low speed and medium speed corners. So that's something to bear in mind, actually. We'll worry about that after we've built a better gearbox. What's that gearbox level anyway? It's epic, isn't it? Gearbox is legendary. Good to know. Pit crew with fine mail, low speed corners. Bit concerned about the performance. A new front wing would help push us on. Really great of a car. Nico. Look, you came second, and you're the one whinging. I think you're just trying to find excuses, personally, but we'll worry about it, you know, later on down the line, my man. This is a long season. Pre-race preview. Hamilton's the favourite. I mean, he did crash out. Carlos Sainz Jr. will be looking to add a trophy to his cabinet. On the chances of continuing his form, the 24-year-old told his fans back home to take all their money and put it on me. I'm a shoo-in. Ooh, Carlos sounding a little bit arrogant, bit egotistical, if you know what I'm saying. Right, so then we've got the engine build has been finished, which is for the engine, and then Scout Import. Mick Schumacher will be a low-quality driver in the World Motorsport Championship. Has a decent amount of potential, which should see some improvement. His fitness, his weakness is overtaking. Well, I am very disappointed that, you know, it's his 3.5-star potential, so I would want to, you know, bring a Schumacher on board, but I suppose it is what it is. Who else can we scout? Oh, we've got loads of people to scout. Antonio Fuoco. Anthony Davidson. He's an old man at this point. Bruno Senna. There's an old F1 driver. Callum Ilott. Carmen Jorda. Didn't she do the... I think she was like a Renault test driver at one point. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Charles Pick. God, he's an old F1 driver. Danica Patrick. She's 36 now. Interesting. Very interesting. Could bring Danica Patrick to the world of Formula 1. Let's scout the driver. Why not? It's a bold statement to bring in like a woman driver to Formula 1. And I think, you know, that would be Darren Turner. Races for Aston Martin. David Beckman. Who else? Felipe Nasr. God, there's an old F1 name. He's still quite a young guy as well. George Russell. Could always bring him in. Scout Russell. Giancarlo Fisichella. He's an old Renault guy. Oh, Giancarlo, my man. Jack Harvey, Jack Hetzworth, James Davison, James Hinchcliffe, Jamie Chadwick, Jay Howard, Jerome D'Ambrosio. What a guy. Jonathan Adam. I don't see any Juan Pablo Montoya's in here. Or was I wasn't really filtered by ability. I want to see. Is Main Man Jensen. Main Man Jensen's not in here. Neither's Juan Pablo Montoya. No, Montoya is here. Yo, we could get Montoya to come back to Formula 1. Montoya back at it, but he's not even as good as our current drivers, you know. Who else we got? Max Chilton. My main man, Max Chilton. Wait, hold on. I've just had an idea. It's Rosberg. Nick Heidfeld. Man, Heidfeld's an old man at this point. Pascal Wehrlein's always an option. Paul di Resta. Pedro Lamy. Pierre Gasly. For sure, an interesting choice. Robert Kubica. Robbie Kerr. I mean, I remember Robbie Kerr. He was the guy who did the old, what was it called? The World Cup of Motor Racing. A1. A1 Grand Prix, was it? I can't remember. Anyway. Big Seb. Big Sebastian. Sergio Perez. That's an option. Sergio Seta Camara. Can I get, like, more names? If I build, like, the... or have I already got it? Where's my HQ? What new buildings have I got? It's literally just the theme park. So I've already got it. Where's the... Scouting? Yeah, okay, so I've already got... Technically, I've already got, quote-unquote, all the drivers available to me in the game. Will the lad Stevens... Will the lad Stevens... Interesting. Will Power. Will Power's a good IndyCar driver. I could bring Will Power to Formula 1. Bring a guy from IndyCar over to Formula 1. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Right, let's go with the older Billy. Right, so, oh, of course. It's just... Give me a minute. Right, so looking at the future, we could also get Daniel Ricciardo. And be the full-on, like, Danny Rick. Like, you know, get that. Could we? Damn it. Worth a try. Sometimes you never know. Daniel Ricciardo, Scott Dixon, Joseph Newgarden, Max Verstappen. Yeah, some of these IndyCar guys seem pretty decent. Buemi, Raikkonen, Perez. Anyway. What time is it? Do I reckon we could do another race weekend? I reckon we could do another race weekend. To hell with it. Let's travel to Dubai. And what we got in the way of the engine? So that's all working out. That's fine. So we're working on the 2 engines. Hopefully I'll be able to use them by like round 3, round 4. That would probably be ideal. Car's getting there. Let's go to Dubai. Let's see if we can perform another miracle. Let's go for the Infinity sponsor again. I mean, you know, not really getting much out of it. Tyre selection, do what we did before. The 7, the 5, and the 3. 7, 5, and 3. You just be content. It's the pair of you be content. Not 100% sure if I actually have a setup here for Dubai. I think I do. Let's go to load setup and just see what happens, really. Right, let's go for the old Hulk and Sainz. Right, so let's go loads. Do I have a Dubai? I do have a Dubai setup. Let's go with the Hulk one from this mod. Bit of an interesting one. Was that the right? No, because that's Japan. That's why that mod didn't make sense. Let's go with this one. Just try that. Tyre choice, supers, and then load setup. This is what I get for having far too many hours in this game. Tyre choice, supers. Let's go. Take a bit of practice. And away you go, Nico Hülkenberg. 1 lap. Super softs. You do the same. Just want to find out what you feel about the strategy. Or not the strategy, the setup, sorry. It's just get you both low and back up. Let's try and knock this race weekend out a bit faster than that last one, really. Our last one was good, though. The slow and tactical approach definitely worked out, right? Both drivers coming in. What are they saying about the setup? Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg on it. Straight away. 96%. I'm happy with 96%. You, my main man, get out there. Do some laps. Right, 3 laps. Super soft tyres. Right, lovely. Low backup. Sainz, we've got some work to do. Let's see how you prefer, right, this setup. It's a bit the other way. But tell me what you think. Tell me what you feel with relation to this setup, Sainz. In fact, let's bring you in. We'll bring you in. Meanwhile, Hülkenberg just going to go out for a bit of a chill. Bit of a chill first lap, and then he'll build it up for the second lap. That's my plan. Meanwhile, Sainz going to come in. Van Dorn goes fastest. Quali trim level 1. Okay, so still good on the... still good. So that's 93. So we need to get this a bit more in the middle. So let's... I think literally there. That was good there. It was good there. Let's try... Let's try that. I think that'll be good. 3 laps. Same set of supers. Let's be conservative with our tyres here. And then Sainz. Out he goes. Low back up. Hulkenberg. Nice, slow first flying lap. And now let's wind up for a quick one. Right, so that put Hulkenberg 4th. But that's fine. Meanwhile, where's Sainz? Sainz is on his slow out lap. And then we're just going to bang in a quick lap straight after it. Let's go round through the corner. Here we go. Attack and overtake. Let's see what Sainz has got. Hulkenberg, purple in the first sector. Purple in the second sector. Like I said this before in Australia, but for those joining, obviously, practice times you take with a pinch of salt, really. I don't think they're a true representation of the pace whatsoever. I think we got very lucky out in Australia. We topped the qualifying times there, but bam, first place, 39.6. I don't think that's the pace of our car at all, but let's keep Hulkenberg out there. Sainz, what are you saying for your lap? Sainz going faster still than Hulkenberg, then drops down as we come across the line. P2 is what it is. Let's just speed this up. Hulkenberg will come in at the end of his next lap. In fact, he's on his in lap now, actually. I think Hulkenberg's due to be coming in the pits any second now, actually. Wow, the tyre temperatures shoot up here, even on neutral, so that means we're going to need to be conserving a lot. That does also mean, actually, that we'll be good at, or better at tyre conservation. Right, we need to get level 3, so let's just go out again, same set of tyres, just for a couple of laps. There you go, my main man, Nico Hulkenberg. Just get level 3, bring them both in, then we'll go for race trim on the old soft tyres. Sainz is coming in this lap anyway, so let's bring Hulkenberg in. It's about efficiency with the practice programs on this. Just be as efficient with your tyres and as efficient with your time as physically possible. So we'll send you out. Stints, 12 laps on the race trim. Soft compound. I don't even know how long the race is. I didn't read how long the race is going to be. I've done a dumb. I've done a stupid. I should have really checked how long that was going to be so I could test in practice how well my tyres were going to last. Great, great, and excellent for Carlos Sainz. 97. Let's save it. Let's just go Sainz. Dubai. This is Dubai? Dubai. Lovely. Don't even know if that's how you spell it, right? I don't even really care. Race trim. 12 laps. Soft tyres. Away we go. I love doing a bit of low and back up for my outlaps. Really happy with the gear ratios. I'm glad you're happy, Hulk. If you're happy, I'm happy. Let's just get Sainz out there and round the bend. Here we go. Let's now just push for this stint. This is a longer lap than Australia, so it's going to take a longer while to get the tyres up to temperature. Or not the tyres up to temperature, sorry, the knowledge. So I want to try and get the knowledge for soft tyres as fast as possible. Will we get any knowledge on the mediums? I doubt it, honestly. Just due to how long the lap is. I mean, look, we've got 9 minutes to go and we've just hit level 2. Plus, we're just shredding the tyres because of how quick we're going. Sainz's form is dropping, while Hulkenberg's is only going up. His form is at 8.4. Sainz is down to 3.5. I think we could be good this lap, you know. Yeah, we're going to get it this lap. So let's bring both drivers in. And we'll run out on mediums just for the sake of it to get that tiny bit of knowledge. There we go. 5 lap stint on soft tyres. That's level 3. Sainz is somewhere. Yeah, Sainz is in the final sector now. And I'm just going to run out on... It's just 4 laps will do. Set of mediums. I'm literally running on this tyre just because I need to. There we go. Send out 4 laps, medium tyres. I don't even need to run on them, really. What I've just said there is a lie, but might as well use the time that we got in practice, really. It's all about doing that. We'll only really get level 1 on mediums, but it's fine. Because I think we'll stick with the supers and the softs. With it being Dubai, I don't exactly think it's going to rain. If I'm 100% honest, don't exactly think it's going to rain. So we'll be good with our supers and our soft tyre strategy this time out, I think. But there we go. Especially as well, we'll be conserving the tyres more because we don't want the temperatures to go up too much. Because obviously as the temperatures skyrocket, the tyres get worn out more. So we'll be conserving the tyres to keep them in check a bit more. And that will then, in theory, make them last longer. Anyway, we got all the knowledge we need. I'm not going to do qualifying this time out. I bloody hate the qualifying. So we're just going to go super soft, quali trim. Super soft, quali trim. The only difference being is that I won't be able to control what tyre they go out on in Q2. But to be honest, that I really don't care. Start qualifying, simulate the session. And away we go. Actually, I will be able to do it because I think I can just do Q2. I might see if I can qualify. Look at that. First and second. My car is so fast. I might try and do the cheeky sneak through in Q2 on the soft tyre. I might do it. Just see how it goes. I'm curious to see how it goes. But anyway, Gasly, Hartley, Leclerc, Ericsson, Stroll out. We set the pace. Hulkenberg sets the pace. Right, let's take Q2. Right, okay. So we're going to take Q2. And we're going to try and get into the top 10 on the soft tyre. That's the plan. Right, so we're going to send out tyre choice. We're going to go out straight away. It's going to be tough. But we're going to do it. Why is that dropped a percent? It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't matter. Go out on that tyre. Also on. Same for science. Let's just get you out there early on this tyre. Also is on. Now, can I get in to Q2 with the soft tyre? That's the question that we're asking. Or Q3 with the soft tyre, sorry. Because that way, I get to start on the soft tyre, and I still then have a chance of getting pole position. Now, will that mean I will hold pole position to begin with? Probably not. But, in my personal opinion, this is worth a try. Hulkenberg has cooked his brakes on his outlap. The AI is not doing a good job with optimising that. And the slightest. Hopefully the tyre temps are perfect. Brakes are overheated. Is what it is. What's science going to do? Science. Same. Overheated and perfect. Is what it is. Let's see what Hulkenberg can do on his lap. Track grip's gone up. We're of course not getting the 15% boost of the soft tyre in this session. But I'm willing to see how it goes. So, Hulkenberg's first sector. 31.2 for his first sector. How does Sainz stack up to that? Sainz is down by 32 thousandths of a second. Then Alonso sets the fastest first sector on super soft tyres. I think this could be the knowledge. So Hulkenberg there. 32.9 for a middle sector. Where does that put Sainz? Sainz is slower. But Alonso is green. Interesting. Okay. Hulkenberg comes out the final corner now. Charges towards the line. And a 39.7 is his lap. Carlos Sainz. 39.7. Alonso 39.7. Interesting. Okay. So us going on the supers is the equivalent of other cars, or us going on the softs is the equivalent of other cars on the supers. Grosjean goes second. Grosjean goes fourth. Van Dorn goes fifth. Other cars are setting the pace. Hamilton is purple. Hamilton's due to finish his lap any minute now. Where does Lewis Hamilton... Vettel goes fastest. Then Hamilton goes fastest. Where's Bottas? Bottas is finishing his lap. Bottas is very close. Is he close enough? Bottas does go second. We are now 6th and 7th. Are we going to drop? This is the question I need to be brave enough to ask. Are we going to drop outside the top 10? I don't think we are. I honestly don't think we are. So I'm that confident. I'm going to fast forward and I'm going to sit back. I'm going to project from the back of my chair so you can still hear me. I am confident we will make it. Did it! 8th and 9th on the soft tyre. That means we start the Grand Prix on the soft tyre. Ricardo is going to be starting on some dead supers. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And we were only 4/10 off the pace. So now let's simulate Q3. Let my AI drivers do what they want to do. Are we going to get pole position? Our survey is looking very good right now. Are we going to get pole? Yes, we are. Oh, Hamilton comes in at the death for P2. 2,000ths off Nico Hülkenberg. So it's Hülkenberg on pole. Hamilton got pole last time out, actually. We started 2-3, so Hülkenberg with the first pole position for this Renault mode, or this Renault career mode. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And we've saved a set of soft compound tyres, or sorry, super soft tyres for the race. Not that we're probably going to use them, but it's fine. Oh yes, race day. Now, how long is the race? This race is 24 laps. So theoretically, hold on. I can't change the tyre. They're due to go 9 to 11. Could we do 2 sets of soft tyres? I think we could, you know. I'm going to risk it. Soft race trim. Soft race trim. Go. Car set up. Fine. Let's go push and overtake. I think, because they're on some super softs. Alright, here we go. So 5 lights at Dubai. Lights are out. Away we go. Hülkenberg's start is good. Vettel's start is better than Sainz's. Sainz is down to P5 off the launch. Hülkenberg retains the lead as we head through the corners. And now these guys are going to have to conserve their tyres. Sainz has dropped to 6th now. You're a very good streamer, but nobody watch. Am I new on Twitch? I thank you for the kind words, first of all. I do appreciate that. Right, let's start saving our tyres straight away. I am relatively new on Twitch. A large part of my audience is YouTube. I've been on YouTube for years, actually. I've done a lot of F1 content, hence why I'm doing Motorsport Manager. I did a lot of like Pokemon, a lot of WWE. That was sort of the stuff that I did on my YouTube channel. I recently started to Twitch mainly because I use something called Restream. It allows me to stream to YouTube, Mixer, and Twitch all at the same time. Allows me to sort of get myself out there early. Oh, let's turn auto on because I want these guys to use ERS. But yes, no, I'm relatively new to Twitch, and I do, like, every time I do stream, though, I do stream to Twitch. I don't stream very often. That's my larger problem, in all honesty. Right, so Hulkenberg's form is through the roof. He's at 9.4. That is incredible. That's pretty damn good. Okay, so let's start saving fuel and saving tyres. Let's do that. Science back up to 5th. He's ahead of Grosjean. Grosjean saving fuel. Science is struggling to stay on the back. It's sort of... Hulkenberg's got a little bit of a gap. Not too much of one to these guys. And then obviously Science is dropping back a little bit. But now we're going to save the tyres and save the fuel. Because we're down 0.5 of a lap on fuel. And I want to save the tyres a little bit. Theoretically, I want to do a one-stop here. So I'm happy to sit on these tyres, and do you know what? If these guys overtake me, it's not really too much of a concern. I just want to see what the pace is like. So far, I haven't been destroyed. They're more battling each other at the moment as Vettel drops from 2nd to 4th. But you see, the tyres aren't heating up too much on conserve. Now, Hulkenberg's of course going to be slow because we're not utilising the fuel or killing the tyre life. What's Hamilton doing? They're neutral on their tyres and neutral on their fuel. Now they're pushing a little bit. I reckon Ricciardo's tyres are shredded. He's going to have to be in soon. I just want to cruise this to a one-stop. One-stop on Supers is the plan. We'll see if it comes to fruition. So far, after 3 laps, looking good. Ricciardo in the pits for a fix and for new tyres. He could theoretically go mediums to the end. I don't know if that is what he's going to do, but he's going to be at the back and he goes and he goes soft tyres. So no, he's not going to go mediums to the end. Ricciardo, you, my friend, have not really made a smart choice there. And apparently Hulkenberg's doing 260 miles an hour in a straight line. I mean, I would love F1 cars to do 260 miles an hour in a straight line. He's driving at nearly 10 form. Hulkenberg is on fire right now. Hamilton using some of his ERS. How much of that has he got? He's got a little bit left. He's going to use it to close up on us, but he's not going to close up fast enough. Now Hulkenberg's going to use some of his ERS. Through the final corner. Please stretch your lead a little bit. Lovely stuff, Nico. Lovely stuff. Bottas using some... Science has dropped to 5 seconds back from Hulkenberg, but this is calm. This is really calm, really relaxed. Just saving tyres, saving fuel. Because the thing is, the tyre temperatures peak even on like neutral on here. So that's what I'm thinking the guys behind me have done. They've cooked their tyres even just on neutral. But they're not conserving them because they don't want to drop too far back. They'll fall into the clutches of Science, whose tyres are a little bit on the cold side. But like they're still got a decent-ish amount of temperature. We're now down to just 0.22 on fuel as well. Hulkenberg hit that 10 form as well. So Hulkenberg performing to the maximum of his abilities. Whereas you've got Lewis Hamilton here who's 6.2. Bottas at 6. Where's Vettel at? Vettel's down to 4.3. Now, Science isn't great either. Who else is on form right now? Gasly is nearly at 10. Sirotkin's doing well. Alonso's at 8.6 as well. They're all in their hybrid engine mode, using a bit of battery. But Hulkenberg just driving like a genius. I think we started this race on like, what? 80% or 70%? It must have been in the 70s. And after 5 laps, we're in the 40s. This is going very nicely. It's going very nicely indeed. What's Daniel Ricciardo's pace like? Daniel Ricciardo did a 43.5 that lap. Daniel Ricciardo was the fastest man on the circuit that time around. He's now backing up his tyres because he's probably overcooked them. Hulkenberg just... Hamilton's broken away from that lot as well. He's broken away from Bottas and Vettel. Right, let's use Science now. Science has got some of his battery, so let's use Science. Let's go neutral and high, and let's try and close up now to the back of these guys. Let's try and overcut with Carlos Sainz. Just a bit of fuel and a slight bit more in the way of pushing. Right, Vettel's coming in this lap. So let's now utilise our mix here, or our ERS. There we go. Okay, back onto auto for Sainz. We've closed up a little bit of time there. That's excellent stuff. So Sainz will be the first man in. Hulkenberg can continue to control the race. Hamilton's coming in. They've fallen off the cliff. They have fallen off the cliff. Let's conserve. Go back to medium. Look at Sainz just closing up. Which Mercedes isn't pitting? It's going to be Valtteri Bottas. Poor Valtteri Bottas has been left out on tyres that are shredded. And now Sainz going to close up to him. Who else is in the pits? Grosjean's having a fix done. Perez up to 5th. Magnussen's tyres. I think he started outside the top 10. Hence why his tyres are in such good nick. Magnussen looking very good. What are Bottas's tyres? What's Bottas doing? He's currently just on neutral. It's fine. He's coming in this lap anyway. All we need to do is keep conserving. Just drag these tyres out for as long as we can. What tyres? They've all gone on to medium. So those medium tyres could go to the end of the race. But I want to try and be risky with the one stop here. They could theoretically do an undercut. But I'm not really too concerned. In fact, do I start pushing a little bit now? No. No, we're just going to wait it out, see what happens. Hulkenberg, there we go, on to lap 9. Sainz up into P2. Because you've got to bear in mind, all those cars as well have come out in traffic. Bottas in for a fix as well, so Bottas is going to plummet down the field. He's out now in 16th, ahead of Raikkonen on soft tyres. Bottas is going to try doing an us, and now Hulkenberg's form is dropping down to 9.5. Sainz's form has dropped horrifically though, which isn't great. Hulkenberg, let's just bring your pace up a tad. Let's go to push Sainz now. We're going to go to high as well. For everyone joining in, thank you very much for watching. This is a new career mode that we've started off today. We started a career with the F1 2018 mod. We are, of course, driving as Renault, as you can see. We got a 1-2 in Australia, and now we're up to the second round in Dubai. We're going to try an audacious one-stop on the soft compound tyre and see if Hulkenberg can get the win. Sainz got the win out in Australia. Let's see what Hulkenberg can do leading from the front here. So Sainz, I think I'm going to bring him in this lap. Going to bring Sainz in this lap. Park condition, we're going to recharge the battery to 100%. Just a balanced pit stop. We don't need to push anything too hard. We're going to come out around Vettel and Hamilton territory. That's fine. Let's just attack and push on the way in. In fact, I think I've got enough room to double stack them. I do have enough room to double stack them. I'm going to do it just as a precaution. I don't think there's going to be a mistake. I'm going to bank on the fact there's not going to be a mistake. Let's utilise Hulkenberg's ERS as well. There we go. In. And just out the final corner. ERS. And in. Here we go. Change tyres. No mistake. Out. Excellent. Excellent, excellent stuff. Sainz is out behind Vettel and Hamilton. That's fine, because we're going to now... Give him hell, Carlos. Oh, down the inside. Lovely move. Right, there we go. Let's go. Conserve and neutral now. We've got to save the tyres to the end, Carlos Sainz. This is a long race. Vettel's already done some damage to his tyres. So has Hamilton. Magnussen leads Hulkenberg. That's fine. Let's just control this. Just control it with Hulkenberg. So Hulkenberg is fine. It's Sainz are the one we need to look at now. As oh my god, what is going on into turn 1? Let's just attack. Let's attack. We're round the outside. Oh, we've been squeezed a little bit. Come on, Sainz. Lovely work. Lovely work. Follow Vettel through. Now, can we make the move on Sebastian now? In ERS. Come on. Pass. Lovely. And through there. Excellent stuff, Carlos. Excellent stuff. Right, you now need to conserve your tyres, my man. You have cooked them on this outlap. So you need to bring the temps down. Meanwhile, Hulkenberg, what you're saying, you're cruising up to the back of Magnussen. But, of course, Magnussen is yet to pit. It's fine. Just keep it chill. Keep it chill, Nico. Keep it chill. Sainz now going to save his fuel, save his tyres. Vettel's going to have issues later on in the Grand Prix. Look, he's backing up and on low. He's backing up and on low. I'm fine for Sainz to just sit in this traffic, honestly. This is all working out very nicely. I like tracks like Dubai that are so hot if you're on neutral, your tyres cook. It means that you're naturally conserving them for more of the race to keep the temperatures in check. Because you can see their Sainz. Look, his tyres are hot, but they're not overcooked. But it means there that he's conserving them, and they're on a very good operating temperature. Realistically, I want them more in Hulkenberg's position on tyres. And I think they will eventually come down to that point. Just not yet. You know, what's Vettel doing? Is Vettel still backing? No, Vettel is now attacking. So he cooled his tyres down, and now he's coming back at us. We're now realistically falling into his clutches. Hulkenberg now regains the lead of the race after Magnussen made his pit stop and come out in 15th. It's all calm. It's all chill. Vettel with his ERS now. Is he going to pass us on the inside? He tries to. Sainz covers him off. So we've got 10 laps to go, and we're on 70-odd% wear. That's roughly where we were at the start of the Grand Prix. Interesting. Hamilton's ruined his tyres. Hamilton's going to have to come in again. This is chill. This is calm. I could go off, make a sandwich, come back, and I guarantee we would still be in control. Hulkenberg just perfectly saving his fuel and tyres. What's the condition of the parts as well? That rear wing's not looking great. Sainz is looking in better nick. Let's just increase Hulkenberg's pace a little bit. Just bump him up to rich. Yeah, see, Sainz's tyre temps are coming down ever so slightly. Outperforming the car, which is exactly what we do. Sainz's fuel is nearly back in check as well, so... And Vettel really isn't able to attack us. What's he doing? He's still pushing those tyres. He's probably overcooked them a little bit at this point. What was Hulkenberg's pace on that last lap? Hulkenberg at 43.2. No one else can touch him. The only guy close to that was Verstappen. And he's on mediums, but he's now stuck in the pack. And he's pushing his engine and backing up his tyres. So Verstappen's got some speed. Magnussen's lap time's fairly close to us, but no one else really. You know, Sainz just... keeping it calm, keeping it cool behind the medium runners. I think after the medium runners have come in, that's when we will be released. Because we have now got Hamilton and Vettel on our gearbox. Let's allow Hulkenberg just to push a little bit. Not too much. Just a little bit. Some ERS from Hartley. Is he able to get through? Nope. Sirotkin up in... Ah, no, Sirotkin pits. Does Ocon pit? Yeah, Ocon does pit. That's Sainz up to 4th. We could theoretically try and muscle our way past Hartley. But I get the feeling doing so, especially when he's due to pit in a couple of laps, just isn't really beneficial. That being said, I'm not against trying it. However, we have just used some of the ERS I was intending on using to actually muscle past him, so... And he's pitting anyway, so there's no real point. Just keep the tyres in check, keep the fuel in check. Meanwhile, Hulkenberg... He's just miles in the lead. 10 seconds. Man hadn't been on the podium before I came in control. He got a 2nd place, and now he's, fingers crossed, on his way to a very comfortable win. He's now saving fuel. Let's just turn that off. We don't need hybrid mode, my friend. Do you know what? Let's have a hot lap. I want a hot lap, Nico. That Sainz is in goddamn hybrid mode. Just take that off. You don't need hybrid mode. Let's get a bit of it. Oh dear, that's not what I wanted. Charles Leclerc posts the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Not for long, as Nico Hulkenberg burns his ERS on the back straight. 296 miles an hour. I left it in hybrid mode for Sainz. I'm a goddamn idiot. That's fine, actually. That means we can put it in high. Nico Hulkenberg. He's on for a very quick lap here. As he comes out the final corner. On the ERS. Across the line. 41 flat. Let's go back to conserve and medium. Because you've blitzed everything there. Meanwhile, Sainz, what you saying, my friend? Let's go neutral and overtake mode for you. Let's do a nice hot lap. Let's utilise some of this fuel that you've saved. Perez there. Is he still not stopped? Perez still hasn't stopped. Gasly's just made his first stop as well. Perez, man in form on 9.8. Looking good. Yeah, the 41 flat is definitely by far the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. But now Sainz is building a gap. A lovely gap to Sebastian Vettel. Perez coming in this lap. Sainz on a personal best. We'll just push it for a couple of laps with Sainz on the overtake mode. Just build a gap to Sebastian. What's this lap going to be from Carlos Sainz? 42.3. Nearly a second quicker than his teammate Nico Hulkenberg. I'm all about just building a gap to the cars behind me at the moment. We'll go overtake mode for the rest of this lap, and then we'll go conserve and neutral. Can we check on something? Your rear wing and your engine aren't looking great. Is there a problem with the rear? Yeah, your parts aren't looking brilliant. You know, a little bit of reliability issues here and there. We'll take it off overtake mode at the end of this lap for Sainz. We'll go on to neutral, and then we're looking dandy. We're looking dandy, honestly. Here comes Carlos Sainz across the line for his second hot lap. What's that going to do? It's a 42.2. There you go. Conserve and neutral. Protect your cars to the end, boys. Live Drivers' Championship. It's going to put Hulkenberg and Sainz, because they will have 1 win and 1 second place each. So they're going to be tied on points. Then Vettel will jump to 3rd, Raikkonen 4th. Hamilton, still with less points than Stoffel Van Dorn. Renault are going to have a commanding lead in the constructors. This will, of course, all even out. You know, later on in the season, we've got to take the victories as and when we can get them. And right now, we are getting them aplenty. Oh, come off, you stupid hybrid mode, Hulkenberg. You've got enough fuel. No point in wasting the battery for it. Normally I would go through these races at times 12 speed, but, you know, watching it play out nicely in play is quite good. Long. Feels quite long, I'll be honest though. can't really think of what to say. And the reason I can't think of what I need to say is because this is... We're just dominating with Hulkenberg. And the reason we're not dominating with Sainz is because he fed out, of course, back in the pack. His start wasn't as good as Hulkenberg's. So that's why he's 5 seconds back. But even then, you know... It's beautiful stuff. What I might start doing, for those of you that hear, I might start alternating this and the 96 mod that I have, the F1 96 mod, because that's an intriguing one in itself. You know, obviously, even if you did 20 seasons, the cars aren't going to change that much. But you know, young Schumacher, like Villeneuve, Damon Hill, you could have, I don't know. I think you can get like a Minardi Road to Glory, which is what I was thinking about doing on that one there. If I did start doing that mod, you've got like super young drivers, and it's all just I'm excited. I want to give it a go. I want to give it a go. Anyway, we're going to come around to start the last lap. Vettel is closing on Sainz. Vettel's giving it everything on his engine power. We've got 71% battery with Carlos Sainz. Hulkenberg has got this in the bag. It's about now if Vettel catches Sainz. But I don't think he will. As we are going to go into overtake mode. Carlos Sainz is going to push his car to the ragged edge on this lap. And by that I mean he's just, you know, going to give it a little bit extra. Nothing too much, just a little bit extra. Verstappen's come in and made a late second stop. Wow, Red Bull are all over the place. 16th and 20th for Red Bull. That is shocking. Shocking stuff. Meanwhile, Nico Hulkenberg comes round the final corner. Comes across the line to win the Dubai Grand Prix. Excellent stuff, Nico. Excellent stuff. And Carlos Sainz brings it home for second place. That's 2 1-2s in a row for the Renault team. Vettel third, Hamilton fourth, Bottas fifth, Raikkonen 6th, Ocon P7 it looks like it's going to be. Magnussen, Van Dorn, Perez rounds out the points. So a double points finish there for Force India after they didn't get any points in the opening round. Haas gets some points as well. Van Dorn, another decent finish in the points. Not quite the third place he got in Australia, but Nico Hulkenberg with a absolutely faultless drive to the win. And Sainz a good job for P2 as well. Just look at that. Look at that. That our strategy worked. Going out in Q2, putting the soft tyre on, and just cool, calm, collected at the start of the Grand Prix. Just saved fuel, saved tyres. The AI, Vettel, Hamilton, all pit for medium tyres on lap 8. We were able to go 3 laps longer. Hulkenberg was originally going to go 4, but I had the distance to do the double stack. Figured it was worth it. I mean, what? It was Hamilton's tyre strategy when he had this many tyres left. And pit stop history. Who was the fastest pit stop? What in the... I suppose, yeah, fast pit stop, yeah. Wow. Hamilton's stop was decent. Hamilton's stop was very decent, but there you go. Lap charts. What is this? Was that the fastest lap? No, that was the slowest lap. What was the fastest lap? Oh yeah, this one. Where we just smashed it. What a performance. Honestly, what a performance. Just get past the scrutineering, but our cars are fine because we haven't got any risky parts. So there we have it. Nico Hulkenberg wins the Dubai Grand Prix with Carlos Sainz coming home second. Another 1-2 for the Renault team. There's our points, our trophy. Me, the team principal. And there's the Drivers' Championship. Both of our boys on 43 points. And then we have 86 points. Nearly double what Ferrari have. Life is good right now. Life is good right now when it comes to the world of Renault in the world of Formula 1, as it were. Got a new unlock. What's this? Pit Stop Guru, refueling 50% faster. Yeah, the issue is Hulkenberg is he can't improve anymore, so realistically Sainz will be our star driver eventually. There's some money in the bank. Excellent stuff. Well, there you have it. 2 wins on the trot. Next time out, don't know when the next stream of this will be, because I am very inconsistent when it comes to streaming, but it is what it is. Next time out for me will be the Beijing Grand Prix. I will also look to maybe stream the F196 mod because, I mean, I've been an F1 fan since 2000, but I recently stumbled across a channel that has highlights of like loads of older F1 races, and it got me thinking if there was a mod for this, and I actually found one. But I'm going to shoot off now, guys. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening. If you are live with me at the moment and want to catch the full rest of the stream, obviously you can rewind throughout it, but also the video on demand will be available on my YouTube channel tomorrow. That is youtube.com/iPsychoenigma. Alternatively, if you're already here on YouTube, that will be available and live tomorrow. Please subscribe if you are curious for future updates. Drop that follow on Twitch as well. I know I've had quite a lot of people watching on Twitch today. And obviously anyone on Mixer, just remember to follow as well. Thank you very much for joining me here. And if I will be streaming beforehand, but my next major thing will be F1 2018, which will be coming to the channel on August 24th. Have a lovely evening, everyone, and goodbye.